All of our too. We're back with another one, and we have shifted from VWs now. Now we are trying to make the VW guys angry. Here we have a 2022 Civic Type R. And we're gonna be discussing all that we can with the car, and then yeah, we'll take it from there. Okay, gents. So as mentioned before, we're gonna be talking about the 2022 Civic Type R. This specific one has 235 kilowatts, and then it also has 420 Newton meters. Yeah, well, so I don't know where you would put that next to a Golf, next to your Focus RS and i30Ns and all of that stuff. But yeah, this one is probably the only one that does come with a manual. And yeah, just gonna go into the nitty-gritty, then you'll decide if this is a better option over the Germans and the Americans. Okay, so like most of the hot hatches, this also comes in the front wheel drive. The specific one here, you can see it has red Brambos there. The wheels, I think the size should be around 19-inch. I'm not sure if that's all around or just the back or the front, but I know that it comes in 19 inches. And then yeah, with those Brambos there, able to stop all that firepower. 0 to 60 is I think 4.1 or 4.9, somewhere there though. It's in the 4 seconds. And one thing you'll notice about this is that it looks totally different from the standard Civic. Unlike a Golf, like you can see that it's a R, you can see it's a GTI, but it doesn't look that different from a standard model, you see. Okay, so we're just gonna talk about the basic stats. When I say basic stats, I mean like, you know, what you would get for the price of this car. On cars.coza, if you check the prices there, obviously the oldest model that's closest to this is the 2024, which is going around 770,000, I think. And yeah, you will decide if that's enough car for the price. You know, at least with this one, you're not dealing with the Golf 1 bros who are saying it's worth 130 when it's not, you know. But yeah, anyway, enough about the VW guys. So yeah, this is a manual car. It's on 19 inches with Brambos equipped from factory. And then we also have a spoiler here, which apparently is an option that comes in at 40,000. But yeah, it's a carbon fiber wing. I'll just try and get close to it and see if you guys will be able to see. Yep, 40,000 option right there. Okay, so you can see with this car that the most prominent thing here is the aggressive styling, of which I would say it has been synonymous with Honda for many decades now. And I think that's what sets them apart from all the other manufacturers. Because when you look at a Golf, it's, you know, it's a Golf R, bruh. You can always depend on how it's gonna look. You always know that there's no sharp edges, there's no, you know, it almost looks like a baby compared to this, you see. And this, you can see what, like, they made this with, you know, track days in mind, and not a lot of people like to buy these. So if you wanna be different and you do have Golf money, then this can certainly do justice for you. And then everything else that you'd want from a car, then obviously you'd be able to decide on your own if there's a better package than this. But yeah, this is a 2022 Civic Type R, and yeah, with a 40,000 wing there. Let's not forget that. That's the price of a Golf 1, by the way, not these 130,000 Rand Golfs. Okay, so we're back at the front of the car, and here we're just going to quickly explain how the car puts its power down. It has a dual axis front struts that are mounted to the car. This helps with torque steering. It also helps the power deliver to the ground without any any inconvenience, if you'd put it like that. But yeah, as I said earlier before, this is equipped with 19 inches, and you can see how big those Brambos are, bro. You need to stop such a car. Yeah, well, this car is designed for the track. It's designed for your, if you want to use it for a daily, you can do that, although it might be vicious. But yeah, it'll be better off if you're riding it on the track or if you're taking it out on the weekends. But yeah, that's the front, and that's how this car delivers its power to the ground efficiently. Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys something here. You see these ducts, they actually go somewhere. Like, yeah, you actually need all that cooling power for the wheels. Okay, so here we have your boot, and because the shape of the car is not exactly like a hatchback, you would obviously get more boot space out of this, although it doesn't look that big. I promise you, if you see it in real life, it is kind of big. I'm sure the Bruce Vela from Cape Town, they'd be thinking, okay, here we're putting a suspension there at the end, here they're gonna put the speakers, you know them. Yeah, well, but yeah, I would also do something like that, I won't even lie. That's the boot space. Okay, so before we go inside and talk about the interior, just want us to count how many Type R badges we're gonna see on the car. So that's 1 and 2, and bear in mind that every door seal has its own Type R badge. So that is 4, 5. Then there's the one by the grill, and then yeah, the one by the boot as well. So that makes it what, 8. But yeah, man, low key, nothing too hectic. Okay, so there's some leg room here. Mustn't forget that this thing, the shape of it is not necessarily a hatchback, even though they compare it with other hatchbacks like your Focus RS, your Golf 7, Golf 8, your maybe even a TTRS if you want, RS3, A45, all of that stuff. So even though, look at all the leg space that you get in here, cup holders of course, and they seem pretty deep. So I'm sure when you're doing 0 to 60 in 4.9 seconds, it's not gonna give you much of an issue. Then here's another Type R badge, there's another Type R badge, and yeah, that's the back, fully in Alcantara. As you can see, the front seats are buckets, you see. So yeah, let's go to the front. Yeah, look at that red Honda badge, bro. Yarra, the aura.
So you like the whole, you like the older better?
Yeah, because it's nice. Nice, but I like the red because it's
You like the puffy better?
I like it loud.
Yeah. So what's coming?
Yeah, the startup of this car. Wow. And yeah, you remember when I was telling you guys that this car is more track focused? You see, you have all this information there. Your water temperature, oil temperature, your oil pressure, you know, all that stuff that you would need from this car. And then obviously there's a lot of leather bits. So it's not actual leather, but it's not plastic either, like a Golf for an example, you see. Then the vents, they also feel nice, you know, just, you know, moving them around feels nice. But yeah, you have wireless charging there. This screen, I think, is supposed to be at 10.1 inches, and then Honda have their own type of infotainment system that they have going on here, but this one is equipped with Bose surround sound, and then here's another Civic Type R badge,
It looks nice.
whatever that means. But yeah, that's what you get for the car. And then yeah, then here's the key as well, if you're wondering what it looks like.
Every time you pull out the
But yeah, this is a 2022 model, and I won't even lie, starting up this car was so nice. I wish I could drive it. Then also the steering wheel is wrapped with Alcantara. Here are your indicators, all of that stuff.
Shaking over.
And you get the other stuff on the other side. So your indicators are this side. You know, with some cars they're on this side. But yeah, that's what you get there. And then yeah, that's the Civic Type R for you. Let me know what you guys would rather have. Would you rather have this or the competition? Then yeah, state your reasons, of course. So yeah, remember when I mentioned that this car does, 235 kilowatts with 420 newton meters of torque. So yeah, this is the engine that's making that happen. It's a 2-liter VTEC. Not quite sure about the specifics, the Honda Pros, I don't want to offend anybody. But yeah, I do know that it is a 2-liter VTEC, and I know the power and torque that the car makes. And yeah, it's looking hella clean here too.